need to thank the hosts for this event, the Pima County Tea Party Patriots, and so many others that put in the effort to get this. And also we have Tom Carlson here. Tom, what are you running for?
Marana School Board.
Marana School Board. School Board matters. Do we have any other elected officials or anyone running for office here?
Roxanne.
Yeah, where is Roxanne? Roxanne Ziegler in the back, Marana Town Councilwoman, and you're running for re-election, correct, Roxanne? Roxanne Ziegler in the back. And what's up, buddy? And my son is here with the pine cone. Thank you all so much for coming out. I am not a career politician. I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran and a businessman. I manage commercial construction projects. I'm a husband and father of now 2 boys. One of them is running around in front of me here. And both of those kids will not live in a country where the government can tell them what kind of health care to buy. I'm going to keep this very brief because I know a lot of you have a lot of questions you've been asking me along the way, and we need to it's more about you than it is about me. It's no hack running for office. It's going to save this country. But on November 2nd, we're going to decide what America's going to look like in the future. It's that important. We're going to decide whether we have a government that has the power to tell you how much salt to keep in your diet, what kind of light bulbs to keep in your house, whether they can seize private companies if they deem necessary, or we're going to choose to embrace liberty in this country. Liberty is what we were founded on. We're the greatest country in the history of the world because of our lack of big government, because of our lack of government control. And I'm sorry, it's going to take a lot more than a community organizer from Chicago to rip this country away from me. All right. Many people have fought too long, too hard, too many people have died for this nation to fight against governments that try to lord their will over the people. Not in America, not on our watch. We cannot allow ourselves to be the generation that let America go. So here we are. Everybody asks why we're running for office, why go through this, why spend so much time away from your wife and boys? Because the next generation deserves a heck of a lot better than this government.
All right.
I know you have a lot of questions. Please ask them now. And those of you who've come to any event we've ever done before, you know, ask me anything. Ask me anything you want. Yell at me if you want to. It's our government. We are blessed by God Himself to live in a country where we get the government we deserve and we get the government we choose. And I'm asking to be your congressional representative. That's not a small thing. I'll be making votes that affect your life, your kids, your grandkids' lives very soon. It's that important. So find out now and make sure I'm not like Gabrielle Giffords. Ma'am, please.
Yes. Given the salmonella outbreaks that we have since every 3 weeks, with the chicken industry, with the pesticides and whatnot that they put onto spinach in order to give it salmonella, we have rules and regulations. However, there is no rule mandating that they can be enforced. Is there some way that when you are in Congress you can have a bill passed that will say, instead of having these companies voluntarily change, mandate that they must change, or give them the ability to shut them down? And that goes for mining companies and everybody else who's got hundreds of violations against them.
Yes, ma'am. Well, here's the thing with that point. That's the first time I've ever had that question. Congratulations on being unique. Well, first shot out of the box, no, ma'am. I do not believe right now what we're lacking is more federal regulations and mandates on business. I believe we have more We have over 300,000 federal regulations that come with a criminal penalty right now. You can literally go spit on the grass and probably be arrested by the federal government if they chose to do so. And the 3 industries in this country that fail, the auto, the energy, and the housing sector, are the 3 most regulated parts of our society, of our economy. More regulation, more government control, giving Nancy Pelosi more power over the country is not the solution right now.
Who's protecting us?
Well, that's the thing, ma'am. It's our job to protect ourselves because no one else is going to look out for your best interests like you.
Am I
No one else
supposed
is
to
going
go
to
to a,
protect your money like you.
am I
Because the
supposed to go
government
to a
right
chicken
now,
farmer?
They look out for their own best interest.
Am I supposed to go to a chicken farmer and say, I'd like you to close down because all of your birds are half dead?
Well, I don't know anything about the chicken farmers or the salmonella outbreaks right now, ma'am. I've actually, I've not heard a lot about that recently. Obviously, there's a new thing that comes along every day. But I know this, every portion of any economy, whether it be ours or another, that's heavily regulated by the government, doesn't have fewer disasters, they have more. We had an oil spill in the Gulf that came about because we forced an oil company into 5,000 feet of ocean water to drill for oil because they weren't allowed to drill offshore. That was not caused by the evil, greedy corporations. Government did that. Government did that. Yes, sir?
I heard you speaking earlier about Social Security, and you read the plan of the Pelosi-Obama government to nationalize retirement, private pensions, and IRAs and roll them into Social Security so they can make the
He asked about the new plan right now. I believe it's in the Senate as we see, as it stands right now, for the government to nationalize 401ks and other private plans to basically seize your money in order to roll it into the Social Security system right now. Yes, I'm aware of it, and that's frightening. It is, look, what we have right now is very frightening. It is. This government is the antithesis of everything this country was founded on. Let's be honest about just how radical Barack Obama and Gabrielle Giffords and the other leftists really are. They passed a bill that means they can fine or put you in prison if you don't purchase the health care they deem necessary. They did that. Our president has members of his White House hanging ornaments of Mao Zedong on the Christmas tree of the White House, a man who executed 50 million people. Let's be honest about what we have there right now. They have a real hate-on for freedom and liberty. They believe they know more than you, and they believe the government should be able to dictate every portion of your life. We do not believe that, and we're going to show them how much we don't believe that in November. But
I have a question about how we get rid of these, like these czars. The school safety czar is a major concern. This Kevin Jennings and the gay agenda that they're forcing in schools and the censorship in our libraries. I know there's a website up called endcensorship.com, and it documents the censorship here in Pima County that parents, gender discordant kids, they can't find information on the internet, and it's all buried by the Kevin Jennings is in his agenda. They're forcing this stuff on kids in school. Is there a way we can stop that, or at least put everything on the same table where people looking for information don't have to face that kind of crap?
well, this is the problem right now when the leftists control all of it. When they control the bureaucracy, the courts, the House, the Senate, and the presidency, is there's no more oversight. That means you get all these czars. That means you get people surrounding this president that shouldn't be. We have a pay czar right now in this country. In the United States of America, we have a person appointed to monitor how much people make. And I don't even want to go into the other czars that you talked about. It's frightening what we have. It is. We better take back the House of Representatives and stop this man's agenda before he completely finishes bankruptcy this country. Ma'am?
Is there anything that cannot be undone that has already been voted in?
She asked if there's anything that cannot be undone that has already been voted in. You tell me how many elections we're going to win, and I'll say yes or no. Because the truth is, there's nothing that can't be undone if we win elections. And the truth is, that's even more than this November. This November obviously is critical, but it's taken the leftists 80 years to grow this government to this point. It's going to take us that long to take it back. If we think we're going to take back a bunch of House seats in November and then we can just go back home to watching Fox News, we're finished. We have to win election after election after election, and then we'll be fine, and we can undo all of it. We can't. Is it easy? No. Because what's easy is we win an election in November, we feel good, and then we go home and sit down. Or we don't pay attention to enough local elections. You know, I'm running for Congress. Tom Carlson, where is he at? School board is critical. We talk about the problems in our education system, and I have 2 kids now that I'm worried about. We don't run enough people for school boards. And so we need to stay vigilant on elections, and there's nothing we can't undo. There's nothing we can't undo. We can do a lot of things. We've talked too much now, and I'm probably as guilty as anybody else about how bad it is, everything they're doing, what we can't do. What we can do is go to Washington and throw them out and do something better. We can do that. It's possible because we control our government. Man? Oh, one second.